Sometimes it hurts when we're trying. Eyes end up pouring and crying. We don't know the wrong from the right hand. We don't know, we just don't know. There's a lesson in everything that we do. Every child that's going through it, I see you. And if you know me, you know the breathe.
Alrighty. Hello. This is the Appealinghealing podcast. I'm Young Rye, Soraya, and I have my cousin with me. Before we even get started, I'm so excited and I'm so blessed to have you here. Thank you for being you. I'm so excited. So you can tell the world who you are.
So Davion, Ziere the Starchild. We're here, we're present.
Yes.
I love her so much. We love her so much. Her energy is amazing.
Thank you.
And we're just happy to be here. We're present. We're being. We're being.
Human beings, man.
Just loving, living, unlearning, undoing all the things.
Rewiring.
Yeah, so we're artists, we're creators.
Truly, creating daily.
We're creators by nature. So, yeah.
Okay, so before we even get started, what are 3 things you're grateful for in this moment?
Gotta start with the breath.
Yes.
That's like the beginning of life and just all of that. Grateful to have been able to celebrate the birthdays of 3 siblings just recently. July 1st, 2nd, and 2nd. Day of Deaths and DR. So celebrating life, more life. And we're here in LA right now, creating, studios, doing this podcast, celebrate healing, Appealinghealing. She just pulled up and brought us the creation drinks. So yeah.
Alrighty, got the.
So we're grateful.
Better than water. Alkaline water.
The fall is still funny though.
Peppermint.
It's genuine. So.
Truly.
Yeah.
That's life.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about you?
I'm just grateful to be here. For real. That's the first one. Grateful to be. Gratitude for time. Time is infinite. The time is now. Always right now. And I'm grateful for family and love. So 4 things. Yes, 4.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a lot to be grateful for.
No, truly. Man, just life, man. Life. Yes. So tell the world what you're working on currently and just what you're excited about or just projects you're working on so they can get to know you.
So first and foremost, then working on being, our best self, first and foremost, just that, because everything that flows from that, just been feeling that is going to prosper.
Truly.
Especially if just focusing on being healthy holistically, being whole, you feel me? So right now we got a lot of music in the pipeline. It's excited to play some songs for Soraya, and it's just we feeling good. We're feeling good about it. Just and when we talk about being all that we can be, being all that we are, being our best self, it's same thing in the music, not being limited to I have to do this because this is the way, but we really are multi-dimensional. We
infinite opportunity. You
feel me? So
there's no one road to anything.
Tentatively titled projects for all the children of the stars. We'll see. May drop a name in this. Who knows? But definitely music coming. Definitely platforms for the community coming, just as far as helping us all tap into our inner visions. That's really a big part of the music platform too. Is, when we tour, when we go across the world, when we go to different cities, is helping our communities tap into our own vision for ourselves. Like each individual, you feel me? So yeah, that's what we got going on. That's why we out here right now.
Truly. Taking the most of the moment, seizing the moment.
I mean, look, I gotta stop. We gotta stop you because you said capitalizing.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing.
I stopped myself while saying it. I was like,
Yeah, So, but just cultivating.
Yes. Yeah. Cultivating.
Cultivating. But cultivating.
Yes.
You feel me?
Thank you.
Yeah. No cap. Just all love, all care, all cultivation. Yeah. We are embodying what we want to see.
Yes. So, truly. Yeah. Creating. Yeah. How we want to view the world.
Yes.
Because we create the moment. We co-create our lives.
Yes.
So, every word is powerful. Every thought is powerful. This is powerful. Everything is intentional.
Yes. Every single one.
Everything is energy. Energy is everything.
It's all vibrational.
Truly.
So yeah.
Speaking of vibrations, how do you raise your vibrations? Or what would you tell someone if someone was like, man, my energy been low? Or even if you step into an environment and you're like, man, it's not it. Like, how would you give someone advice for like helping themselves out or just raising their vibrations or just anything?
First and foremost is really listening to ourselves. Like once we're in a habit
of
body. Yes, listening to our body will tell us stuff about stuff we eat or drink or places that we go. We'll feel it.
Yeah.
And if we're not feeling it, we may be numb to it after a certain point because we've rejected that for so long, and so now we don't even recognize ourselves in terms of like the feelings. And you know, I've definitely been in the times. I've been the person who hasn't listened, and then a couple years down the road don't even recognize like, it's my intuition. Like, should I listen to that, or is this some, you know?
Or is it just what?
Yeah. So first and foremost, just listen to ourselves. You know, our bodies are made to take care of our heart is gonna beat regardless. It's going to pump for us to live. You don't have to tell your heart to do that. Same way, you don't have to tell your intuition to give you the certain telltale signs of being in a situation or not. So that's the most important thing, is listening to ourselves and learning to trust ourselves. Outside of that, you know, just notice, breathe. Coming back to the breath allows us to be meditative.
Yes, as long as you have breath, you have options.
Yep, as long as you have breath, you have options. Ooh, that's good. That's good.
Shout out to Davion. She said that.
Yes,
That changed my life. I said, wait.
That's facts, though. We need our breath.
Like, truly.
And our breath does. I mean, you look at the best swimmers in the world, breathing. You look at the best fighters in the world, breathing. You look at the best singers in the world, breathing. Speakers, same. You know, so we have to. You know, we can even slow down right now.
Like, truly.
But yeah, it's breathing.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yes. Listening to that inner voice within you.
Listening.
Yeah.
You know, which sometimes requires us to let go of other things that aren't, you know. So.
Disconnect to reconnect.
Yes. Disconnect to reconnect. And then sometimes removing those, you know, whatever we were receptive to that wasn't really feeding us in a healthy way. You feel me? Like, we have things that we're attached to that aren't really for us.
Yes.
So letting go of that, and then letting go of whatever it is inside of us that still wants that.
Truly. Like, you kind of can control it. Like, you can just tell yourself, like, okay, this is a thought, but I'm not attaching to that idea. I let go of it and I release what does not serve my energy. And in that moment, you already rewired.
And it's easier said than done, but
Truly,
it's a practice.
It's a
practice.
Like,
it's a practice. Like
literally.
you, just like, you know, certain ballers, they talk about going to the gym, they're shooting every day, practice on your dribbling every day. It's the same thing.
Yes,
like, okay, if I'm having certain thoughts, okay, let me come back.
That's a good way to think about it.
It's a practice. Like,
literally.
a practice leads to a discipline. Doctors are practicing something.
Yeah,
and they have a
practice
discipline.
Medicine.
That's their focus. That's the concentration.
Wow.
Schools just mimic all this stuff, but it's just stuff that's really basic to who
life,
we are. Yeah,
you
it's
know?
practice. You do it. You focus. And you have you develop a discipline. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Great way to think about it. Yes.
One day at a time.
Yes, truly.
It's the best thing.
And speaking of the day, how do you mentally or physically prepare for your day? How do you prepare for meetings, performances, or just getting your energy together before going into anything?
I've always started with gratitude, because that really helps. Just waking up and saying, you know,
thank you, God.
Yeah. Thank God for another day. You know, some people may say the universe and different words, whatever, but I say, you know, thank God for another day. Then, don't look at the phone before getting into stuff. Most days, some days, I'm not gonna lie, there's days where, you know, I'll look.
Pick it up, check the message.
For the most part, I try to just we try to get into a space where we just immediately meditate. You know, immediately just fresh on whatever was in the dream space. Fresh about whatever it is that's going on in that present moment. What are we feeling? What's going on in our minds? What's going on in our heart? What's going on in our spirit? What are we sensing? and then asking, what is it that we, how should we take steps throughout the day?
Yes, where would I move forward?
Yeah, moving forward. From this moment. From this moment.
Okay, what am I feeling?
How can we be most aligned?
Yes.
You feel me? And then setting those intentions out, and then writing. And then writing those affirmations, like literally right after, like going into. So that's the beginning of the day, right?
Yes.
You wake up,
and you already like started the day so intentional. You like, you cannot not have a great day. You already started and planted that seed.
Exactly.
So it's like impossible.
Exactly.
It's inevitable. You're gonna have intention. It's everything.
Intention. They say we've been saying our intention informs our attention.
Yeah.
And then our attention informs where energy flows where our attention goes.
Yes.
Many different
where
speakers
intention
say that.
goes, energy flows. Where attention goes, energy also flows.
Yep.
Yeah.
But the intention informs our attention. So if we set our intention on, if I intend to do this thing, then I'm more likely to focus on that, and that's more likely where the energy is going to flow.
That's where you will flow.
Yeah. Yeah. So just living purposefully.
Yeah.
And then love tea in the morning. Setting put some tea on, peppermint tea.
I do hot water with key limes. Do dandelion root. We just talked about that.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes, I do a lot, many different kinds. Never limited to just one.
She said key lime. Key lime is actually good.
They're amazing for you. Yeah.
Oh, they're good
I have
for you
a few. They're in my bag, but I can bring you some.
Yeah.
I have like 10.
Oh, that'd be perfect. I love that.
But they're amazing for you. They reduce mucus from our bodies. So starting the day with that. While we're asleep, we're basically fasting. So your body's doing the heaviest breaking down of everything you just ate. And that's why, like, the more time we take and restrain from eating before we sleep, the better sleep we have. You're breaking it all down. So between, like, I'll say late at night to like up until 11 a.m. our body's still breaking it all down. And that key lime is going to speed up the process. It's going to reduce mucus within the body. It's great for rejuvenating the skin, like truly great for that. And just so many benefits. It's actually crazy. Super alkaline, raise your pH, which also raise your vibration.
Oh yeah, that's true. What we eat, definitely.
What you eat contributes.
It's the
whole. Because it's all energy.
Yeah.
Like, you either feel low vibrational or super high vibrational.
That's another huge part of it. That mind, body, spirit. It's
all
whole
connected,
thing.
Interconnected.
Yeah. So that when we treat our bodies better, we're more likely to
perform better, think better,
mentally. Yeah.
Show up better in this world, on the planet. Take care of your body. Take care of your planet.
Yeah, your world. Take care of your world. Yeah.
Like,
your temple. Yeah. Take care of the body. Take care of Take care of the mind,
body, soul.
Mind, body, spirit. Yep.
Truly. Yes. So how important is the present moment? Because I hear so many people speak about it, and even just like conversations I have daily where sometimes we'll just talk and it's like, wow, yes, and it'll always end up in like, stay present, yes, queen, yes, so proud of you, stay present. And the word gets thrown around a lot, but like, how do you view that, or how would you perceive that, or what would you tell someone if that just came up in a conversation?
We like to break words down into like just understanding where they come from. For one, just like present. So pre, like before. Sent is usually like when you think about the word sent. I actually want to kind of look into that a little bit more. But it usually has something to do with like this moment in a way is here, so it's something to be appreciated, and it's also something that was like prepared for us to be here in this moment, like right now. So the present, how important is it? It's everything. It's the only thing we really live in. Our minds can be the only thing
we can actually control.
No, exactly.
Like this moment
we live in right now. So and this moment is always a life-changing moment. The choices that we make right now are informed the next moment. And then that's the now that we live in. This conversation informs the next sequence in our day. Or tomorrow. Like, so there's just it's everything.
Those seeds you're planting
now is everything.
Like from the moment.
Everything.
That'll create
the words we speak, the things we do. These are all seeds.
Yes, and it's all energy. So I think of it as like literally how I said, seeds, and planting certain seeds. And whatever you're putting your attention on, intention for attention, it's just growing and growing. So you can plant positive, you can plant negative.
Yep.
You can think optimistically or pessimistically. You know, it's all up to you.
Yep.
And what you put forth will grow. So
absolutely,
you want to reap good harvest.
Like we like to say, what we appreciate appreciates.
Yes.
Whatever
truly.
you feel me. So,
Yes.
It grows in value. Yeah.
So you mentioned holistic being. Yeah.
What about it?
Oh, yeah. I kind of came with the question.
No, you're good. You're good.
But yeah, you mentioned holistic being. So as far as that, like, what's that to you, or how do you be? Like,
it's really understanding. Well, first off, like going back to the mind, body, spirit. You might also say heart and soul as well. Some might say that those are part of body and spirit. You know, whatever. There's different levels to everything. There's different dimensions to everything. It's not fixed. There's no singular way to look at it. You know, and so we're all pieces of God or pieces of this world or universe looking at itself through different lenses. So, you know, that's if we're talking about the whole thing, holistic health is like everybody, all of it, the planet, the plants, the earth, the animals. That's like a part of our being, but first and foremost, it starts with inner self, right? So like this body, this mind, this spirit.
Inner world reflecting
this inner world, right? Because, you know, we attract what we are in many cases, and we manifest what we are in many cases. What we're ready for appears, and you know, these are just laws of the world. And so, you know, we've been able to really see, like, in the last year, it's been really transformative. Like, past couple years, especially, like 2 years ago, we had like, you know, some really just life-changing incidents. You know what I mean? We wake up and, you know, we could have been gone. You know, but we're here. And so that was just some strong reminders to tune into our purpose, to tune into our reason for being.
Gratitude.
And then, you know, last year, just through allowing ourselves to realign around our purpose and spirit, which is a big part of our health, right? We talk about holistic being. It started with just being honest about our life, 100%. Stay only telling the truth, only keeping it real about what we got, from the good to the bad, everything in between, whatever you want to call it. It's just true. Whatever's true is true. That's just what it is. And so doing that, then letting go of those things that are not healthy or contributing to the life force of, you know, me being my best self. And so, you know, from there, just, you know, ended up, you know a little bit about the journey. Like, it's like being in Atlanta, going to Hawaii, really just following intuition. And that intuition has really come to, you know, just show us that a lot of times it's about resonance over reasoning. Like, it's good to think about stuff and work through it, but if something don't resonate, it don't matter how many times I play it through our mind. You feel me? So listening to the spirit can move in ways that the mind may be here. Like, you can focus, you know, we can move things with the mind.
But the spirit is infinite.
It's infinite. So it knows things way before, you know,
before the mind can even catch up.
Before the mind can process it. So it's feeding that information, but the more that we trust it, so then the mind can actually function. And same thing with the body. The mind can tell the body can be like, oh, we need, you know, kale. You need more kale in the diet.
You know, let's drink some water today.
You feel water. And then when it comes to food, we eat like according to just color. What are the different color spectrum?
Eating the rainbow. I always talk about that. I'll be like, I'm eating the rainbow today. That's why I feel colorful.
Exactly.
Like, energy reflects what you're eating.
Vibrant.
Truly.
Vibrant.
Just wake up like, all right.
Exactly. So it's holistic dancing, singing, just like not speaking,
life,
not suppressing. You feel me? If you feel something, you feel it, saying it, telling it. If a vibe is off, addressing it. Even that, allowing like growth for all of us to be able to, you know, like speak up. You
show
know,
up for
otherwise
yourself.
we're just being complicit in things continuing to go how they are, and that may not be best for us. So holistic being is everything. It's not like limited to a health class with a pyramid and some corn and some barley on it. Like, you feel me? Like, so.
And you mentioned Hawaii, you mentioned ATL. How did those, like, just being in a new environment or just, you know, one you were used to or not, like, how did all of that shape where you are now in your journey? Like, how did that change your life path and just your journey?
Well, you know, we've been So I don't know if, maybe you don't know. I went to 13 schools before going to college.
Oh wow, I didn't know.
Yeah, 13. And I was, started college at 16. So,
yes.
And was out of our parents' house at 14.
No.
So we've been like, just like out, just in the world. And so 13 schools, started in Santa Barbara, born in Santa Barbara, lived in Atlanta, Oakland, Jackson, Mississippi, all spaces that made us who we are.
Yeah.
And then also got to go to spend time in South Africa with Mama Jerry.
Yeah.
And just what's beautiful about all of this is, rest in peace to her, rest in heaven.
I was just like sending her love, love her.
Yes.
Thank God for her and her presence.
For real.
Right now.
She's so much love to all of us, so many of us. Like
truly,
we wouldn't even,
truly.
Thank
God.
And so, one thing that she was big on, and as well as, my mom, and is just seeing different things. And so being in these different places, like, it was always identity shattering, right? It was always like what you might think it no longer holds up in a different space. And you're like, oh, wait a second, like, people in Africa are actually very cool. Like, it's great hospitality, a lot of these different things.
It's a beautiful place.
And that may seem like, oh, no brainer, obviously, to some people who are like, oh yeah, you should have known that. Well, it's like the way we were raised, things are programmed. There's stuff in the book, stuff in the
programming in the America, like, really.
And so
shape this.
The biggest thing that's been impactful about it all is being able to develop compassion for these type of situations.
Truly, yeah.
Even if somebody, not saying it's okay, but even if somebody is like, somebody murders or something like that, at these different things, or somebody just going all the way to the extreme, it's not to say that it's okay that it's happening, because it's not, but it is a sign of systems that are unhealthy. These are symptoms. The actions that people are doing are still choices that we're making, but it's symptoms of a sick system. People wouldn't be doing certain things. Our mind wouldn't be in a certain place if we didn't feel like, oh, I gotta get this, I gotta do that, or if we just had therapy. If we could just talk about stuff.
Oh my
if we could just, you feel me? But when we don't have certain things in place for healthy outlets and healthy families and households, and people are grinding and struggling, trying to figure this out, they're missing out on the affection that the child needed. Yeah. And now the child is out on the street with whoever.
Even healing inner child wounds, like, that stuff is shaping our lives today.
Yes.
Like your inner child.
Yes. So traveling, early really opens the mind up to these different things that, everybody's all going through different things. Yeah. And much of it's connected to this colonialist, capitalist, extract more and more and more. I gotta, validate myself by doing stuff. Yeah. And it's like, no, like, you're valid by being here.
You're already valid.
Just by being here.
Just from being here.
There's a one in quadrillion chance you could be
the
here.
moment.
One in quadrillion chance. One in quadrillion chance. Just because you're you. Exactly. So, and I don't know if it was you who posted it, but it was something on Instagram. I was talking about how it's like the sperm is a race, and for all the sperm to reach the egg, and the one who gets to the egg is the one who becomes the birth. Yeah. In reality, it's actually the egg who chooses which sperm is going to be born.
So you're
even
chosen.
You're
chosen.
You're chosen. Yeah.
You're chosen.
And this is
like, you're supposed to be here.
Everything we talking about right now is scientific. You could back up these things scientifically. This is not like it's spiritual, and it's both. It's all a reflection. It's all interconnected. So traveling has been, and then just to be with nature.
Yes. Oh my God.
To be returning to the earth in its most just like true form, like not like just pure.
Just grounding.
Just being in the water.
Centers you back to just life.
Yes.
Real life and presence.
Yes. What it's like to just be, you learn how to just be outside and just be with life itself.
Human being. Like, we're not supposed to be, we're not called human doings, we're human beings. And someone said that, and I was like, that's so true. Yes. And then they were like, human nature. We're supposed to be in nature.
Yes.
Like, we're supposed to be in nature, human beings.
Yes.
Nature.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Like, man. Like, literally people be like, oh, what you want to do for a living? Trying to live for a living.
Right.
I'm trying to be alive. For a living.
Right.
That's it. Truly.
Be healthy, be whole.
Happy, healthy, and blessed.
Be real. Be true. True to self while we're here.
True to yourself.
That's the one thing. That's the one thing we have to do while we're here. There was a old like an OG in Hawaii, an auntie. She was like, the one single most important job we all have while we're here is to realize our highest self, like what we came here for.
Truly.
When we don't do that, we're chasing all kind of other things that may make us feel, it's like this illusion of productivity. Like, oh, if I do this much in a day, then I'm productive. And our minds are wired that way.
No, truly, you have the 24 hours in a day and make the most of it.
Make the most of it.
It's like, yes, you can, but like, you guys, just be.
Right.
We're programmed that way.
We're programmed that way,
truly.
so it's
so it's not even our faults.
No.
Yeah.
No. And it's understandable. So it's not like, oh, you should be. But it's more like, okay, like, as we're realizing these things, we come back in. We come back to.
How can you cultivate that stillness?
Yeah, and we
in
do
just
it.
Simple moments of your day.
Yes.
And continue to.
Yes.
Or just like even breathing. Back to breathing. Like take a deep breath. I think it was Thich Nhat Hanh. Pieces every step. Yeah. It talks about the red light meditation. Anytime I stop at a red light. Sometimes I do it just unintentionally. Sometimes I just do it because I'm like, okay. Oh yeah, Thich Nhat Hanh. Shout out to that person. But taking a deep breath every time you stop at a red light. Like little things like that. It's just like, okay, just remembering. Come back to breath.
Remembering.
Come back to breath.
And remembering is also like a special thing. It's like to remember. Remembering is like piecing things together. You're putting things back together. So it's like integration.
Okay.
So we're coming back together. Yeah.
Like piecing yourself right back together.
You have members of a team, members of a family. If you remember something, you're putting that family
right back together. Yes. Power and collaboration.
Yes. And we do it just with ourselves by remembering who we are.
Yes. Never forget who you are. Like truly, you are limitless. You are infinite. You are everything and more. You're chosen. Like you're supposed to be here. So remember that. Like, yeah.
Yep. And the thing is also we can remember that before colonization, there were many societies that didn't have these kind of stipulations. We did stuff, but it was, just taking care of our communities, taking care of our villages, from the, indigenous people in the Americas to, or what, pre-Americas to Hawaii. Like even that, like, even the shirt is like, we are Mauna Kea, and the Mauna is like, like on the island that this is on, it's called Big Island, and we were talking a little bit about this earlier, but it was, they had like ahupua'as, which are just, just different regions or districts.
Okay.
So the way that they separate them out would be like they take a line, they would go to the top of a mountain and they would take a point on the shore, and they would make another point on the shore, and anything inside of that section would be one ahupua'a, and then they would have another one, and really you just contribute to that through whatever it is that you did, and you were able to live, you were able to serve, hang out, eat, enjoy family, community. It's just everything you take care. They have
your community.
Yeah,
that's truly.
They call it it's our kuleana, it's our responsibility, and there's a malama aina means like take care of the land, and then it's the reverse, like how the land take care of you. It's like sankofa, like that. It's
Okay.
And but basically, it's just, and so, but that happened so recently, you could still see people mentally being like, why are we doing why are we doing this? Like you literally have people to this day, thankfully, that had grandparents. They can remember their grandparents being like, this is not how we do stuff. Like we live from aloha or love. We live from just taking care of things, and things take care. It's the most simple principle. You take care of something, that thing takes care of you. But we've gotten to this place of love. I gotta like get over and finesse.
I gotta do this. I gotta finesse you. I gotta finesse.
And it makes sense. We've probably been. I don't know if you've had situations where at some point you lived that way. I know I have.
No,
like
truly.
It's just
still finessing the system.
You feel me? Yeah, but it's like this is what we live in.
Yeah, like truly.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, the Matrix, but breaking out of it.
Breaking freeing
your mind,
ourselves.
freeing yourselves. Like, shout out to Lauryn Hill. I was listening to I Get Out from her Unplugged album.
I get out.
I get out of all your boxes, but truly,
that album was so revolutionary.
You can't hold me as a slave. Like, and mental freedom, like the mental freedom. I feel like Dr. Umar, but yeah.
That's where it's at.
The mental freedom, freeing yourselves from, like, you can create so many ideas in your minds, all these attachments, all these expectations. You can run your mind crazy. Yep. But just let go, and then notice. Take a deep breath. You have this moment, and move forward from there. move forward from there. Like, free yourselves, free yourselves, free your mind, free yourself. Free. I'm thinking of Diddy's voice.
Yeah, that song is hard. I've been listening to that since you
I just listened to that today. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And speaking of, like, where would you like to see the culture? Just the entire diaspora. Where would you like to see us, like, mentally, physically, spiritually? Like, within this year, the next few years, next decade?
Free.
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 Like, truly, right back to freedom.
Aligned. You know, alignment, it requires... Yeah, you know, it requires a lot of it's that inner work. It's the releasing of, oh, you know what, this doesn't, and don't, you know, this is it's definitely a movement, because the way that this is set up is not meant for us to just be, not for us to be free. This is about capitalization. This is about...
That's what America's built on.
It's built on exploitation, literally. Even the structures of companies and things like that. It's not, you know, until we really just revisit the models for how we do stuff. It's not
like every single thing. It's
you
like,
know,
wait.
And we talk about...
Why am I rushing?
Some people say that they're reformists, and they're like, oh, well, we're just going to iterate and get closer to freedom. And some people are like, no, I'm revolutionary. Like, you know, I like to believe we're evolutionaries in the sense that we're just tuning into who we are, and we're listening to ourselves. May not have this big idea of like, oh yeah, tomorrow is going to be like this, but what, at the very least, what will be a beautiful tomorrow or next year would be millions of us listening to ourselves, because we'll be guided into exactly what we need to be when we let go of the mental or spiritual chains of oh, you got to do this in order to live. No, we don't. We don't.
What is your heart telling you?
What does your heart say? You know, and the more we listen to that, the more we're able to let go and release. And there'll be more. We need more of us to do that, because we also need more perspective in the healing community. You know, so that we can all heal. You know, in order to heal, we got to reveal. And revealing, you know, that's telling the truth about where we're at, what we got going on. Not suppression.
Do not.
That, because in order to let go, you have to name the demon.
Yeah, truly.
You know?
Yeah, the awareness. Like, the minute you can, oh, okay, this is what's going on. Well, okay, what am I feeling?
We can be accountable for it.
Be accountable. Observe that. Observe your thoughts. Like, why am I thinking this?
Yes.
Okay, where is this coming from? Where is this stemming from?
Yes.
How can I release this and release what's not serving me?
And then have grace with yourself.
Yes, everything is a process. Take it easy on you.
Don't be too hard on yourself. They say a great life coach of ours said, don't shit all over yourself.
Okay.
You know, she was like, don't shit. I should have did this, or I should. It's okay.
It's okay.
We're here. We're in this present. Okay. We still living. You know, we're here for a purpose.
As long as you got breath.
As long as you got breath, you got options. Still, you know.
Man, truly.
So yeah. This is where would we be? We would be in a great place if more of us are breathing.
Yes.
You know, they say the number one reason why a lot of people get addicted to smoking is because it's the only time that they actually breathe intentionally.
No, truly. Like, inhaling and exhaling.
Yeah. That's like the reason why we get addicted to smoking. Because we actually breathe for a little bit.
And then it's like, we can just be high off life too.
We can.
Like, do both.
And I mean, and it's medicine, so
deep breaths.
Yeah, it's medicine, like, so
truly.
You know.
It is all medicine, even mushrooms. Like, we were speaking about that earlier. Yeah. What are some of, like, your favorite mushrooms?
There's so many different types. Like, you know, there's we talked about reishi, lion's mane. There's all the different ones, but honestly, really like just mushrooms that have been, like, you know, cultivated and fresh out the earth, and not necessarily like even what they would say are legally approved right now. Just like shrooms like that are sacred, because you know, a lot of us looking, we're like, oh, we're gonna get trippy, and like this that's a real thing too, like, you know, just the psychedelic thing. But one thing about it, the first time doing shrooms was a trip, literally because it was like I didn't know what to expect. It was like I had a bunch of people over at the crib, was cooking for all the friends, and all of a sudden, like, was like, all right, everybody, the food's ready. And as soon as they all came in the kitchen for the food, it hit. Just imagine, like, all of y'all are all standing in a room. There's like 20, 15 people, and they're all there. And all of a sudden, you can just feel how everybody's feeling. You can hear, you can basically like feel their thoughts and all this other stuff. You're
Energy.
sensitive, in tune.
Yeah.
And then one of the homie Matt was like, "Hey, bro, you good?" I was like stuck, literally. Like he was like, "You want to go for a walk?" I was like,
Yes.
"Yeah, dude," because
he read the room.
He read the room.
Yeah.
You know, thank God for great friends. You know, and then we went on a walk, and it was honestly the best way to have ever done a trip because he literally was like, "Bro, this is the beginning. Everything from here is all love. It's all love." So like,
thank God for Matt.
You know, because the energy is you just become so much more sensitive. Like, don't recommend doing shrooms, you know, in environments where you don't know people like that or the energy, or if you're not already in a good space internally, because that trip could have easily gone left due to the hypersensitivity and be like, I don't know what's going on. I don't never want to do this again. But what ended up happening was we got away from everybody. We went into the woods. We were in nature, got in tune with like the plants, got in tune with ourselves. And then came back around, you know, and then was able to kind of be at a grounded place. And what really happens was like all the layers of resistance melt away when you're on shrooms.
Just unraveling it all.
Yeah, like any resistance, any tension, any like, you know, like just and at the end of the day, we still make our choices when we come back too. But the medicine of shrooms is like, it's almost like having elders with you, and them being like revealing like the truth of your state and world around, you know. And then from that, we're able to decide what we're gonna listen to. But you know, it's like shrooms is a great opportunity for everything to melt away, and you just be with your true self.
Yes, authentic self.
Yes, highly recommend being in nature. And highly recommend, you know, if you're gonna be with people, be with great people.
Loving people who care about you.
Loving people who care about
your heart, care
Which
about
is
your being.
Why else would you want to be with anybody else, anyways?
Else?
But you know what I mean. But shrooms will bring you to that place where you need to be with people who care about you.
Who love you for you.
Because you'll know if they don't. That's one thing about being on shrooms.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
How would you describe psychedelics to someone who is not familiar?
Would say they're expansive. They really just reveal what maybe we ignore that's already there. We're way more, you know. Have you had experiences with psychedelics?
No, but I've spoken to many people that just explain their experience.
So they're very.
Everyone says exactly that.
It's like, you know, why did they have a hippie movement where people were like, I'm free, I'm liberated, and people, they brand it, the government brands it as bunch of bums like walking around with mushrooms or something like that and just like sitting in gardens. But in reality, it was people being like, no, actually, we're back in tune with our true self. Like, and with nature and the land.
I just recognize my power.
I recognize who I am.
Truly am.
And I also like to say, like, in that same era, you had the civil rights movement, you had Black Panther Party, you had John F. Kennedy as a president, who him and his brother, they freed a few black people from jail. I don't know how many, but the point is, like, they died from doing things for our community. I mean, that's why civil rights was also, they were able to work together, you know, around like getting that stuff off the ground. And you had John Lennon, Yoko Ono, like, you know, and just all these very revolutionary acts. The music of the time was all about love.
Truly love and just being. So like slapping old hits, you like, man.
But psychedelics was wild. It was psychedelic soul, psychedelic funk, like, you know, and it was liberating for people. It was straight up liberating. We went from blues and sad songs and gospel and classical music to all of a sudden having rock and roll and all this R&B and all this reggae. I mean, well, reggae, you know, Bob Marley, you know, he pioneered a lot of that for us. But you know, it's still powered. A lot of it is by herbs, marijuana, shrooms, you know, and one thing about shrooms is it's fungus. It's been here way longer than we have.
It's a superfood.
It's been here energetically. It's been here for millions of, you know, however many years. So highly recommend, but don't recommend without being with great people that love you.
Yes.
And or being in a great space yourself. Because if you already off energy, don't just leave them alone.
Yeah, truly.
Yeah.
And speaking of like being in a great space with yourself, how long did it take you to like want to mend? I'm not gonna say mend, but just like be intentional about your own relationship with yourself.
It's a one day at a time. It's every day.
Yeah.
It's every day. But especially having some incidents where, you know, you wake up and you're like, dang, I'm here. I'm still here.
Yes.
And could have easily very well have not been here. So,
Truly.
you know, that kind of stuff. And honestly, there was one particular moment that we will reference where an OG was basically like, it was actually somebody at Google, believe it or not, but, you know, we got to have lunch. He was like, you know, what's up with you, man? I know your energy, da-da-da. Seemed like, you know, maybe you're having some challenges. I was like, yeah. And he ended up, we told the truth about whatever he was going through, which is why it's so important to tell the truth. You just never know what kind of help you're going to get.
Man.
And sure enough, bruh tells this story of soil and seed. He basically says he has a conversation with his dad, and his dad is like, I guess he asked his dad, like, you know, if it was between my mom and me, who would you save if you had to choose? And bruh was like, I'm not going to lie to you, son. If I had to choose, I would choose your mother every single time. You know, I love you, but I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Because your mother's like the soil, and you're like a seed. I can plant more seeds. I cannot make new soil. I can't make more soil. The soil is what it is.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take care of the soil first and foremost. And he was like, you know, he was like, hey, Zai. You know, a lot of people call me Zai. He's like, Zai, you are the soil. You have great seeds. It doesn't matter how great your seeds are unless your soil is right. So, you know, I just encourage you to take care of your soil, take care of yourself first and foremost. So, yeah, I mean, that type of advice was just in a vulnerable moment. It was like, ooh, okay.
That was life-changing.
Yeah,
maybe life-altering.
I'm about to take that and, like, take care of self and take care of the soil and then grow from there. Yeah.
Take care of yourself.
Yep.
You're your longest investment.
Yep.
Like, truly, you're your greatest investment.
Who else wakes up with you?
Who else?
Who else, you know,
sleeps with you?
Yeah.
Like, who came out the womb with you?
If you're going through a tough situation, who's going through it? You know, when you win, who's going, you know, so it's
yes. Which brings me to the next thing. What does self-care look like for you?
Shoot, let me see. That's cool.
Yes.
Is that too bright?
Oh, no. It's
That's
perfect.
bright.
Yes, thank you. Yes. What does self-care look like for you?
Self-care. We talked about some of it, you know, just waking up, doing all those things daily. The practice, breathing, meditating, prayer, thinking, tea, you know, taking care of the skin.
Sea moss mask.
You know, yeah, sea moss is fire.
I'm just eating fruits, vegetables.
Eating healthy.
Drinking my water.
You know.
Journaling is self-care for me.
Yes.
Time in nature,
Journaling,
especially.
time in nature.
I don't know why. Rolling down the windows when I drive. It's so
oh, same. That wind.
That wind, that air. I'm like,
listen,
okay, I'm breathing. I'm alive. Okay, yes. Ooh, thank you.
Surfing.
I want to do that. I need to go to Hawaii.
Yes.
I want to surf.
Yes. You can surf.
Even surfing. I was gonna surf in San Diego, but
much rather do it in San Diego than LA.
Okay. Yeah.
No, just
I know a friend who surfs, so I'm gonna have to hit them up.
Oh yeah. It's a lot of fun. Hawaii is perfect for it. Just being in water though, you know, just washing.
Just connection to source and just like
self-care is like whatever. Some people is, you know, getting new clothes, you know. And honestly,
it used to be my old version, like truly. I'd have some shitty days first few years of college and be like, let me treat myself.
Yeah.
But little did I know, treating myself was not unpacking what was hurting me. So I was like, okay.
You gotta really get into it.
Yeah.
Dang, so you really figured that out for yourself.
It was a journey.
Yeah.
Like a journey. I wouldn't be here now if it wasn't for those moments of just like some crazy, to be honest, crazy days, like dark days. Thank God for light. Thank God for light within. Thank you, God.
Hey, thank God.
Thank you, God. Truly.
I'm so grateful you're here.
Thank you. I'm grateful you're here. Like truly.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a blessing, man.
Yep.
It's a blessing. Okay, yes. Did I ever ask, do you have a favorite breathing sequence that you'd like to share, or just something that you realize you do a lot?
There's something. It's like I don't know if it's called the heart breath. There's so many different breathing sequences that are fire. So, but we're not gonna go into all those today. But you know, whether it be You know, just closing that nostril and opening things up, and then closing the other one, or alternating.
I tried that one.
Or but the favorite is definitely, I think it's called the heart breath, and it's basically you come back to the heart, and it's 4-4-4-4.
Okay,
so
I do the same.
yeah, so you inhale 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds,
breathe out
exhale
for
4 seconds,
wait
and
for.
yeah.
That's the
So
one
you
I do as well.
Yeah, and then you know, yeah, usually like with those and then sometimes 3-3-3-3. We'll do similar. There's even a sequence that you can do and these are all tied together, is what I would say. It's kind of like the same.
Yeah.
There's like syncing. It's some people call it soul sync, some call it hemi sync, some call it's just synchronization. But you can count by like, you can go inhale, you can go, and then you hold that 8, but it's really 4 because of the speed.
Yeah.
But you hold it and then you go. But you know, you're holding, you're sitting in that space.
I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, and it's beautiful because you can hold in between, and it's just getting your body active. You know, they call them mudras, the way we hold our hands and stuff like that. That also activates all kind of other stuff in our bodies and our minds.
That's true. It's all interconnected.
It's all so.
And the 4-4-4-4 that you spoke about, I was watching a live. I don't know if it was 19 Keys or just somebody. It stuck in my brain. I don't know who, but shout out to that person.
It's powerful.
It is. It basically rewires and resets our parasympathetic nervous system. So that's like our fight or flight. Like when we're ever in like, oh, okay, that's all of that building up. It's releasing and reversing all of that. So that 4-4-4-4 will really change a lot within your being and within how you're feeling, connection to yourself, your breath. So yeah, release all of that. When you feel tension, when you feel like, okay, I like to reassure myself, like, okay, everything is okay. Like, I was with Dea one time, and shout out to her, but we were somewhere, it's hecka high, like, for real. And I was lightly getting paranoid just from like a whole bunch of stuff, and she was like, it's okay, we're okay. I think we were outside in nature somewhere, it was dark. She was like, everything's okay. And the minute I said it, like in my brain, it's almost like something completely changed, and I was like, okay. And back to being present, because you can get out of your mind. Well, I don't know, but like, just tell yourself, everything is okay, you're okay. Take a deep breath. And go from there, flow from there. Flow.
Having that genuine energy is really important.
Yes.
And if it's not okay though, I'm gonna say that if you feel like it's really like out of pocket, be honest about it.
Yeah,
because
like,
that also allows
up.
you to dispel.
That helps you release. Don't hold anything in. Release it. Release it. Release it.
Yep. Because that leads to the practice of being okay.
Yeah.
Is letting those things go. Because it's important to if you speak it out, you draw it out, you write it out, whatever it is.
Whatever your form of release is, do it.
Yep.
Float your boat.
Yep.
Do what makes you feel good.
Yep.
Because we all do something completely different.
Yep.
You just put me on with I'm gonna start doing that. I like that.
It's really great.
I'm like, okay.
So you end up doing 8. Yeah.
All of my senses.
It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold.
1, 2. Okay.
But then you release when you go.
1, 2. Okay.
So it's like we're slowly feeling each part of what we're pulling in, and you open your diaphragm, you open your stomach to take it all in, and then there's all kind of stuff. We could really get into golf. There's dolphin breathing techniques.
Okay, so what's that?
It's just it requires a little more envisioning.
Okay.
You know, when we're meditating, it's more with the threes.
More imagination.
Yeah, more imagination, more with the threes, and you know, you just envision like a hole being in the top of your head, like a dolphin would have.
Okay.
And you might even, you know, the way I also kind of do it is envision like holes in the bottom of the soles of our feet.
Okay.
And when we're inhaling, you just envision you're also inhaling through those spaces.
Okay.
So your whole total is like coming in through. And you hold all that in, and then you actually circulate that breath throughout your body, expanding the light energy that you just pulled into your body. So it's doing all that it needs to do in the mind, the diaphragm, the feet, just all throughout. You're feeling it, and then you release it, and it's going out through all of those spaces.
Okay.
Same thing, like
yeah.
But you keep it the vision of those holes.
Yes.
And you allow it. And actually, what's really cool is the more you do it, just imagine that energy starting to. So let's say you dispel any energy you don't want when you release. Then you can also start to envision like the energy flowing around you.
Bring within.
The energy that you want coming in, and then what energy, like once you get to dispelling any unwanted energy, you can start to just circulate energy that you want around you as like a field. And so you do it long enough, you'll really start to feel things vibrating around you.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and so it's just imagining like some call it like an energy balloon, you know, and now you're in this field, or some might also like draw it as the torus, where it's like, you know, it's kind of like, this is the center, and then the energy's kind of flowing out back into itself.
Just picturing all of this.
Yeah. It's powerful though, like just learning how to, you know, and it's all a practice, you know. We right now, you know, we passed the Padawan stage, we right in the early Jedi stage, but you know, there's some masters out there. There are some masters, But
the Force is within everyone.
Yes, the Force is
Let it be with you.
Hey, you know,
Star
just a
Wars.
matter which way you gonna go with
my
it.
dad, he had no clue.
He always talked about Star Wars.
Literally, we
sure.
watched every single one.
Man.
And if he sees it on TV, we watching it.
Man, it's funny because he was always hyped, but that's why I was hyped too.
Yeah,
I was
like truly.
And it was hard. Like,
it was. I'm like, why am I watching this? But now I'm appreciative.
Yep.
Like, okay, Force is within me.
Yep, the Force is within you.
It is. Yeah.
100%. Literally, the Force, the life force.
Like literally, life force. They'll say it without saying it. You just gotta pay attention to the messages. It's crazy, man.
This is beautiful.
Like beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing all that you did. One last question. So we started with 3 things we're grateful for. What are 3 pieces of advice you'd give your younger self?
3 pieces of advice to give the younger self. Like, you are, you're so blessed, and in spite of, you know, people you lose, things that you go through, just continue to stay true to who you are, and don't go away from that, because you know, the truth has been planted inside of you, and you know what's true. So when you feel get out of a situation or a relationship or whatever, walk away. If you feel to stay with something, stay with it, because you're only gonna walk in your purpose, and you know that's number 1. So stay true to yourself.
Stay true to yourself.
No matter what it looks like. Even if it's hard to say no, say no. If it don't look like it makes sense to say yes, say yes. It's not about it making sense sometimes. Like, so just stay true. Number 1. Number 2, you know, appreciate each step and each moment as it is. You know, appreciate that breath in that moment, because things do change, they do evolve. People go different directions. You may be in a different space. So just appreciate the moment as is, like this moment. You know, this is
everything.
It's such a blessing to be able to be here with you. You know,
like,
doing
for real. I love you so much.
I'm
so grateful for this.
Likewise.
Like, for real.
And number 3, you know, literally just keep doing what you love. Like, just let love be the guiding force for wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And you don't have nothing to prove to nobody. Just focus on moving from love for yourself. If you feel the love, that's it.
That's all. Like, that was my first one. Do everything with love.
Do everything with love.
Love.
Yeah.
Love.
That's
Spread
yours.
love.
Beautiful.
Share love. Be love. Because you are love. You are. Yes. And then I'd say the second one is keep moving forward. Things are going to happen. Let them happen. Everything was written. So trust the process. Keep moving forward. Keep going. Shout out to Larry June. Thinking of his song lyrics. But keep going. Like, for real.
June.
And 3rd, rest.
Ooh, that's a huge one.
Rest.
That's a huge one. Rest. Like, we used to be that, like, nah.
Right,
Listen,
now,
even before the grind culture, even just wanting to be up all night as a kid and be the kid that be like, I didn't go to sleep.
Like, I didn't go to sleep till 4 a.m.
That was me. Yeah.
And I'd be like, and I'm here. What's up?
Right.
Yeah, my mom, she didn't know, but I was up till 5.
I was up, shoot. Y'all was asleep. Like, what was y'all doing? Even
like,
as kids,
why you
we're
sleep?
like,
I'm up.
Yep.
Same 24 hours.
No, that's
baby.
not it. If you get tired, go to sleep.
Please
like, it's
rest.
good. Because also,
you're not okay, babe.
Real talk, rest is actually the single most important thing to allow us to breathe and do all the other functions.
Truly.
You know what I mean? Like, to even believe in ourselves. It's hard to do that when you... Now, don't get me wrong, too. There's a space for... There's some special place about not sleeping, and it's not the way that we do it. The way we do it is like grind.
Yeah.
There's a special place of flow for not sleeping. you get into a space of flow, and it's just like you can go. You don't need, it's like when you fast and you don't need food because you just get your,
no, truly,
you know,
the body is used to it.
But that's
so
different.
You just continue to flow.
That's different from grinding.
Yes.
Even the work,
completely different.
What is what does something look like when it's grinding versus when it's flowing? It's totally different. So, but yes, rest. Rest will help you tell the difference between flow and grinding.
Truly, like rest is so important.
Yep.
Rest, relax, recharge your energy.
Yep, recharge.
And then reset. Like, it took a minute for me to, I don't think I started, everything is everything. And I'm learning daily. So I started contributing and adding that to my self-care, like last in this year, where I was like more intentional about my rest days, or after the moon is out, maybe I'm in rest mode. I'll still like do a few things, but I'm not. Yeah, even like I used to rush driving. I got so many speeding tickets, and I'm like, why are you rushing though? But it came from just like my dad. You know him. He used to literally say, lazy can't be on my team. And we're like 6 years old, like rushing to get to church. Like, okay, Sarah, hurry up. But it's like, little did you know, like growing up, I used to be like, come on, Sarah, let's go. And it's like, but time is infinite.
Take your time.
Take your time, baby. Like,
move on your
flow, baby.
Yeah, you know, even like the best players, they say let the game come to you. Don't be out there trying to chase it. Like, you know,
don't chase, attract.
Attract, let it come to you, because it's gonna come to you. Whatever you got going on in there, it's gonna come to you. And you know,
in divine timing.
In divine timing,
so
that's really the thing.
Trust. Allow.
I needed that part. Thank you for even that reminder.
Yes.
Whew. Yeah, this is perfect.
This is beautiful. Thank you for being you. I'm so excited. All love. Everything with love. This is love. We are love. So praise God.
We down to you know, maybe we'll preview a record for y'all or something like that.
Say less.
I don't know.
You know.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'll send you something.
It's good. Well, let them know where they can like
So yeah, you could follow me on Instagram, Ziere the Starchild, Ziere.
And I'll also tag it.
Oh yeah, sure. You can just put it on there.
Yes, y'all.
Yep,
follow.
Yep. I'm gonna be
growing.
Probably putting together some other stuff for y'all to be able to follow me a little bit.
Yes, so excited. Oh my gosh, I'm just so proud of you.
Thank you.
Just moving forward, shining your light.
That's it. That's all we focus on is being the light that we are.
Live electrically.
Yes,
truly.
Yep.
Electrify your life. Keep it electric, love.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, feel free to follow 222. Wow, that's beautiful. But okay, yes.
You ever see these two? That's 843. I always see these like 4-3s. It's like love you.
Okay.
So like 11,
anytime
4,
I see
3,
143, I'm like, okay, love. I
Yep.
always think of that. Yeah,
Yep.
same.
I do it all the time.
Yeah, truly. And yeah, while you guys are at it, follow Appealinghealing. It's growing. Thank you guys for all of the love and support. Thank you for being here. I love y'all. I hope you love you too. And follow Rye Electric Juice. And for the hoodie, follow Rapid Co. Shout out to Raheem for the lovely hoodie. Yes. Take care of yourselves.